really interesting topic, and thank you so much for asking me and involving me in this work. Um, I'm not in doubt that digitization is a huge global trend that will keep on transforming societies and businesses in the years to come. We have actually in DI recently launched a new platform called the CEO Commitment with over 20 Danish CEOs that are working on very specific proposals for how Denmark can become an even stronger society and how we should use the latest digital technology to equip our companies, both large and small ones. Some of the crucial topics we are focusing on are data, smart use of data, digital competencies for everyone, not to mention green transition supported by modern technologies. But if you ask me, digitization cannot stand alone. It is an accelerator, and we need to link it to important strategic areas for Denmark, such as sustainability, healthcare, green transition, where Denmark is already a front runner. If you take climate change, for example, we all know that it is by far the biggest threat to our planet and civilization right now. And we are fortunate to have so many fantastic companies in Denmark with so many years of experience in innovative solutions to curb climate change. So we are really, really lucky and fortunate in Denmark. But these possible without new cutting-edge technologies and digitization. We definitely have to continue this journey and keep this strong position with a constant focus on digital transformation, both in the private and in the public sector. I also believe that there is a huge potential for Denmark in using modern technology to create even better welfare in the years to come. Better treatment of serious diseases based on knowledge from comprehensive health data is just one example. I basically believe that technology can not only save lives, but also our climate if Denmark really seizes this key opportunity.
I think we've had 1 year of fighting with the corona, dancing with the corona, as our prime minister calls it. And I think this has shown us that how much the digitalization of the society actually means to us. I mean, we hadn't been able to sort of work and keep up our productivity if we didn't have our digitalization and our really good infrastructure. And you can also see, if you look at the perspective that through the years, I think if you look at the EU Digitalization Index, for instance, we are very good placed. We are very high on digitalization in Denmark, and we usually come in number 1 or 2. And the same in regards to the OECD, if you look at how they look at our digitalization. But that said, I think what we are looking into is that we need to sort of increase and speed in how we actually digitalize if we want to stay in front of in this area. Otherwise, we're going to lag behind. And this means I agree with Kinga there, where you should actually, maybe you should look at how you connect the climate, the things we want to do in regards to the climate change and how we want to achieve our goals in the green transformation, that to the digitalization. I think one of the things that is challenging that we've this past year looked very much internally. Now we need to go out in a broader perspective and look at how we become competitive again. Once the world opens up again, I'm very sure that we are going to have a lot of competition from a number of countries, because they're all fighting with economic deficits and so on. So we really have to be sharp on where we want to be on some of the agendas where we have a strength, a position of strength. And that would be, in my opinion, the digitalization. It would be the green transformation, and also in regards to we are a global, we are as a country, we are very much focused on a global trade and a global how should you say a globalization of our companies. I think that has been very important for Denmark, and I think that we should look how we actually position us in regards to this global competition. There is a lot of tendencies that there is a strong protectionism coming along our way, and I think we have to really look at how we sort of push and are a strong voice in also in regards to globalization. I think that is going to be important for Denmark.
I totally agree, Bettina. I mean, also, I think what has been really, really challenging in the whole past Corona year is that companies starting to, countries are starting to close up around themselves. Yes. And I mean, Denmark is such a small country. We are 100% dependent on the world around us. So I think it will be a big challenge to open up again. And we have seen this also with the export, you know, that it fell pretty much, but now it's starting to get up again. And we have to really get incentives to open up even more. But if I have to maybe pinpoint one thing, one incentive in Denmark that could help the way of digitization is that we think that we need to improve the incentives to invest in R&D. And I think it's very important to your question, how can we maintain our unique business position in Denmark? It can definitely be done by a permanent deduction of 130% on R&D and tax credits that match the deductions, because this will benefit, you know, life science companies and companies engaged in developing green solutions. So if a company with better deduction rules, especially, for example, in ICT investments, it will remove the brake on digitization of Danish companies, we believe. So that's just something very specific. I think it's important for the competitiveness.
Oh, I totally agree. I think we need to give a sort of overhaul on all our framework conditions when looking forward, saying that the competition is going to get real strong once the economy really opens up again. So I think we should look in R&D, we should look at the tax, administrative burdens. Have we actually got the best framework conditions in this regard? And we need to be really sharp on that once the world opens up again in order to keep up with the competition. So I totally agree.